Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art session series. And today we'll be doing a quick sketch of this Evangelion. And in the last episode, I believe I talked about how I was basically quitting in a way, not quitting totally, but I essentially found that I'm not as good of I'm better at painting. Or doing it this way where I can have one brush, I can draw small lines and I can draw big sort of strokes with it. I think that's a better way, or that's a method or approach that works for me. Instead of doing the whole line work thing, right? And then doing the flats underneath and then painting over that. I mean, that's just too much work for me. It's not too much work. It's just not as comfortable. So I think this type of approach where I'm just more painterly, I think it's much better for me. Basically, I can go between big strokes and small strokes very quickly. It is a bit messy. I think I referenced one of the in the description below of that video, the work of Pluvium Grandis. I kind of like the way he does it. And I think I naturally draw that way or paint that way too. And I think I was watching one of his streams before and he mentioned how in a lot of his initial sketches, whenever he does his paintings, it doesn't look good. And it's not like a drawing where sometimes you'll see artists who do a lot of drawings. It can look good even at the sketch line work phase, even without the final line work. Like sometimes it just has that really cool look to it. But everyone has a thing, and I think it's not my thing to do things that way. I was doing this podcast, I believe, earlier this morning, and I talked about how you have to pretty much own up to your strengths. You can't deny it, and you can't waste time trying to mitigate or fix your weaknesses because they're gonna be there. You can have and learn like tricks and techniques to be able to sort of combat that a bit, but I think you want to be more on the offensive when it comes to art. Because playing defense is not how you win. There's a saying that the best defense is offense. Like you have to just go at things and not be afraid and not play. Because when you're playing defense, you're always reacting to things. And I think that's dangerous. Well, not dangerous. It's just, you're always behind. For you to react to something has to happen first, So by the way, I'm using my soft pastel here. I need something soft, not too harsh, where the edges are kind of not as sharp. Reminds me of the work a little bit of J. Chale Park. I believe I've done an art review of his work before. He does a lot of like environments, mechas, like full scenes type of. I think he draws. I'm not sure what he uses, but I like the way he does it. It's very freeing, and I think it's if you're not a draftsman, if you're not good at line work, I think his approach is a good way to go about things. All right. Look at how I can go back and forth between big and small strokes. I am using my keyboard to change the brush size, right? Right? So, and when you do this, it's gonna be rough, definitely in the beginning, but you're gonna tighten things up eventually, but you have to stick to this sort of process. And I'm actually, I did say I was gonna do this every day, but something came up. There's always something, right? But yeah. And I think I mentioned how before in past episodes where you don't need to take that long in order to actually like make something. Because we have this idea of how things should look like. For example, we think we should be painting for like hours on end, but sometimes first of all it's not realistic, but it's also not sustainable because life happens. Right? But obviously we can't be like always using that as an excuse Because I know I admit that, you know, the whole things happen is kind of an excuse, and I don't want to be that guy. You know, I want to show up and do at least something. So my recommendation is to do just some sketches here and there, and I think you'll be fine, right? I want to define the head first, because I think it's getting a little too messy. So I'm going to pick this light gray, and I can work that way. I think this is the shoulder padding thing. You can't see the other side, but it's there. So I want to draw and find, say, the center. A rough center, it's somewhere here. The photo is a little cut, so we'll work with what we have. And I think I'm kind of getting a little, not better, but I'm getting more comfortable with having reference. Because when I do have reference, sometimes I lean too much into it. Like I don't seem to be able to make my own decisions and make my own adjustments, right? And be a bit more playful. And maybe that's the trick there, is to be playful, or think of being playful when you have reference. You don't have to fully follow everything. It's there to just guide you, so you have something that looks somewhat accurate. But other than that, it's gonna be fine. Let me just move the board here just a little bit to the side. By the way, if you don't know this app, it's called PureRef. Super cool, and it's very helpful. And I recommend it to any artist. Right? Ooh. And when you do things this way, you don't have to think a lot about, you know, making mistakes and stuff like that. Because, you know, like you don't even see it as a mistake. You see it as something to build off from, right? Because when I make a mark like this, I can always like paint over it very quickly. So it's all just part of this sort of, like it's water, or you know how leaves fall during autumn? Like it's just one of those things, right? By the way, I have a webcam coming in, because I mean my laptop does have a webcam, but it's kind of sucky. So I want to be able to make videos where you can see my hand move around. And I also bought a stand with it. It's the same brand. I found like a pack, like one of those promo packs where you get 2 for 1 something, or you get a discounted price. So, because I see that a lot on YouTube when it comes to artists, right? Doing like digital art. It's just, I mean, you could just do the screen software recording thing, but also I have like collaboration with this acrylic marker brand, and you know, I wanted to try it out. But also I wanted to be able to record things better as well. So I wanted to have like an actual camera. I mean, I can use my phone, but again, first of all, it's so old, and I don't have a stand and everything. So by buying this webcam, hopefully it works. Hopefully it's not like faulty or anything, but it's just nice to have, and I think it's gonna make my content better. It's not the most expensive one. I know it's kind of cheap, but hopefully it's gonna add some variety, instead of my stuff being just a bunch of screen recordings. Because it's fun whenever I look at people's like YouTube channels. Just being able to like show how you do your strokes and seeing your hand and your stylus hit the tablet. It just looks so freaking cool. So it's gonna happen, guys. And the stand and the webcam, they're both the same brand. It's called Emit something, EMEET. Now it's not it's not like Logitech where it's established or it's like a big brand, but you know, I saw the reviews. It seems kind of okay, and people recommend it, and it's a good price because obviously it's cheap. But you know, I am cheap, guys. By the way, right now I am sketching with my XP pen, 22 second generation. It's not Gen 2, that's the new one. It's 2nd generation. So technically it is outdated, but it's one of the more recent advanced ones, right? And let me tell you, I was able to buy this, by the way, a lot it was because of the ad revenue that I was able to unlock in this channel. So thank you so much, because you are supporting my artwork, and well, me as well. But obviously, the more tools I have, the better the content will be, and it's just fun too, for my own personal like satisfaction. It's just, I've had the 22E Pro, not as good, guys. Like this one is definitely a jump up of dominance, right? Like it doesn't feel as cheap. It has some solid weight to it. So if you're looking for a cheaper, let's say XP pen, this is a XP pen brand, right? If you're not, if the new one is so expensive for you, the Gen 2s, check out the Artist second to ND second generation. I think that's it works. I like it. And it has pen tilt. For the 22E Pro, it doesn't have pen tilt, so that did bother me quite a bit. So, but thankfully I've had this, and it makes the process for me easier. I mean, you can draw with like a pen tablet. This types of style, the tablets are called pen displays because you have like a display or a screen. I did start out using a, what do you call it, a pen tablet, where I had a Wacom Intuos Pro S, and that was my first ever tablet. My parents bought it. I think I was still in high school, well, not high school, but university, second year ish, around that range. And that's how it started for me, right? I did have other tablets like a Samsung, and it had like a pen thing, but it wasn't that good. But that was the artist in me speaking. I was yearning to create art. So I'm not sure when the package is coming in for the, because I did mention that I did initially buy it, or the webcam thing, because of the collaboration video I'm doing of these like 60 anime acrylic markers. I'll show you the video eventually, but hopefully when it does come, I want to make sure that I know how to use the webcam and everything, so I can just start recording the demo video or the product review video. Oh, and by the way, side note, I remember when I got when they collabed with, you know, for the product review of the new XP pen. What is it? The Deco Pro MW Gen 2 series. It's the new one. I don't think I did a good job with it, because it was kind of like the demo wasn't even in the video. It was in a different video. Like all they ask is like for one, you know, video where you do a demo, like a, you know how you open the opening? How do you call it? It's when you open the like unboxing. Jesus, mother of God! You do an unboxing and then you do a demo. I think I separated the demo somewhere, but also it sucked. So I felt bad, but hopefully this time I want to be able to just show off and just make do a good job, because it's okay. It's a good brand. Although I prefer displays rather than pen tablets. If you want both, or the feeling of having both a pen tablet and a pen display, you're gonna want to have a smaller pen display instead, because you can always like switch up the screen if you want to. I did that when I had my 13.3 Pro. I also have a 13.3 Pro XP pen. Sometimes I would use it like as a side tablet, and when I wanted to, I would use it as a screen. So you do need to have a smaller size to be able to switch back and forth easily, right? From a pen tablet version to a pen display version. Not bad. Do you see how, like, it's not like a drawing, right? It's more loose, but it has that energy, and it fits me. And that's something that I'm learning, is just being comfortable being me. I'm not like, you are my special. That's a JJK reference, Jujutsu Kaisen reference. But I'm not like everyone else, right? I'm not saying I'm unique. I mean, I am, but my point is, sometimes I'll be honest, guys, I do get a little envious of people like, oh, they're so established, like they know their style. And sometimes I feel behind in life. It fucking hurts, but it's just one of those things. Like, this is my talent, If I'm this guy, then I'm this guy. Whatever I am, that's my talent, right? So hopefully I've given you some kind of encouragement or permission maybe to be able to just do whatever the F you want to do and just own up to what makes you different. Oh, I recommend this channel, by the way, by what's his name? What he has a name? Chris something. His channel name is Crash something. Crash Collaboration Crash Concept Crash. It's a very small. Let me just quickly. You can't see it, but I'm gonna quickly just see my liked videos and perhaps he's there. You can't see it, but oh, it's Controlled Crash. It's actually a rather small channel for the content they make. They do need to post regularly, by the way, for Chris or Controlled Crash. You need to post regularly, like once a week at least, because they have a good channel. I was watching this video by Chris. It's how to improve your concept art. I will link it in the description below. But that's where I got the inspiration to do the podcast I had earlier this morning. And obviously I'm talking about a little bit of it in this session. But yeah, just own up to your strengths. You know, he talks about how you can center yourself, or you can center that number one skill you have. And you can just kind of shore up or supplement your other skills or your other weaknesses. Like, don't spend time fixing your weaknesses. Like, determine what your main strength is and then work around that. And I like how he talks about how you can make a career basically of focusing on your main thing and then having some techniques and tricks and systems to be able to supplement your weaknesses, right? And I think that's a much healthier approach, because if you have a one size fits all solution, it's not a solution, because there's no one size fits all, right? Everyone's different, and it's sad when people have to deny their own strengths just to be able to, just because that's the set standard of. I was watching this video also, a YouTube video, an art YouTube video. It was about learning. I will try to link his channel. I forgot the channel name, but you don't have to do all of the fundamentals, right? You know, stuff like perspective and stuff like that, or color. You don't have to learn everything or master everything. Just focus on what you want to do, and that's it. And you can learn from there. Because there are people who don't even have good anatomy, but they're making their own art, right? Because they don't need it. It's not really their thing. So why do you need to learn? Because I did face that in school too. Like you need like these fundamentals. No, you don't. Is it nice to have? Will it make your art better? Sure, but why not spend time finding what makes you tick instead, and then learn from there? You can supplement your interest or passion from that point, instead of doing A, B, and C and then, hopefully you get my point. Yeah, I want to make this edge a little more clear. Oh, I know. Instead of using a line, I'm going to pick a darker value, kind of like this. And I want to show off that edge, but not via a line. I want to show it via a contrast between two values here. You see that? This part right here, let me just show you right here. Shit. I'm not using a line, I'm using a contrast thing. A darker gray and a white, or a very light gray, basically a white, to show off that edge, right? Oh my god. How long have I been doing? Okay. See? Is it finished? No, but it has the energy. Look at that. By the way, that is the soft pastel. So try to pick a brush, pick any brush, but just try to soften up the edges of that brush a bit. Maybe increase the spacing. Perhaps that can help, or play with the textures. Avoid like hard mix, those kinds of settings, because it's too strong. Something like multiply maybe, or one of those things where there's a bit of transparency, where the textures do show, kind of like that, where it's not too harsh. Yeah, so play with those settings. Obviously you can buy my shit, which I do recommend, because It's what I use. Let me just draw this part a little bit, but oh, there's also this guy named Atomoon. He has fantastic sketch. I think he likes to use his iPad for his drawings. Very cool guy. And he has like, he doesn't have like one style. Like he likes to play with his brushes as well. So I think I'm kind of doing what he is doing. Not being so strict with like a style, you know, just going with the flow basically and just letting it happen, right? Look at, oh my. Look at that. I'm basically like an artist. Yeah, so own up to your whatever your thing is. You're not like everyone else, so just admit it. And that it's okay. You will find the people who are going to be somewhat into you. Or who at least find you interesting, you know? Maybe they're not super die-hard fans, but they'll like you for you. Well, not really, because no one fully agrees with anyone 100%, but you know, like you're okay. You'll be fine, you know? So find your people, bro. Find your people. So I want to do this a little bit. Ooh. I can't even see the pointy thing. Let me just, I want to adjust this part right here and make it way more lighter. I mean, if I had more time here, obviously I would be able to add more details, but look at how I was able to get at least the head a little bit, the designs. Well, maybe not the actual like mechanical stuff, but you know, the energy is there. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense, right? There you go. Ooh, with the chaos. Okay, I'm gonna stop soon because I want to keep things kind of flowy and just fun. You know, I don't always finish my stuff, my paintings or sketches, but that's okay. You don't have to, and that's something I just have to accept. Maybe I'm not a guy who's like so into like finishing stuff, and I can use that as my strength instead, because I'm actually having fun. Like, why should I finish just for the sake of finishing when I'm not having fun? You know, what if I'm just like a sketchy kind of guy? And maybe that's who you are too. Whatever your tick is, whatever whatever it is you feel like you lack in, what if you're not lacking? What if you're just trying to be something you're not? Ooh, wow, that's so deep. Philosopher. Anyway, so hopefully this session has helped you in some way, because I know I get kind of sad, or not sad, but you know, lost sometimes, and if I can just help guide people back to loving their art. Actually, it's not really about it, it's really about me. Sometimes I have to remind myself like, oh shit, art is so fucking cool, bro. Look at oh shit. There you go. Okay, I think I'll stop with this really loose sketch of this Eva guy. Let me just, although the photo is cut, so that's kind of annoying, but it's not that bad. Somewhere here, just do that. Very rough indication of my parts here, but it's just to define some edges here, just to make it a little more intriguing. There it is. Not fully accurate, but yeah, it's okay. So let me just fix up just a little more. Oops, excuse me. Okay, I think that's enough. I think I'm overdoing it. Let me just break out the horn. I think I have so many strokes. Let me just do that. With that. That's a good sketch. Let me do. Okay, fuck. Okay, I'll stop here. Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's it for this really fun sketch of Ava. Oh my god, I wanna just move the eye a little lower, just a little lower, kind of like that, right? But look at how you can easily change forms by painting, right? This way, it's more freeing, and I recommend it if you're just someone who really sucks with the whole line work thing. Anyway, that's it. So that's it for this quick sketch. It's kind of like a pastel / charcoal looking sketch. Pretty good. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you in the next art session series. And I'll still be sticking by the way to Evangelion just because it's such a fun thing to draw. And I actually want to get good at drawing it intuitively, so the more I draw it, the better, or paint it rather, the better I will be at it. So that's it. I'll see you. And yeah, bye.